Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Good morning. It's Friday, and I'm back. Trying out some of this Restream. It's working pretty good. Actually, I'm kind of liking it. I think. I know I was watching on Hogleg's thing last night, and he said something about. I don't know what that done. Oh, gosh, set an alarm off. Hold on. He said something about you couldn't invite guests up on this one, the free one, but I think you can, and we're going to find out today. Because I got the thing in the link there, and so we'll see if somebody comes up or whatever. We'll know. This I like this. It's pretty decent. You can see the chat, and I haven't messed with it yet. There's a lot of stuff I'm gonna have to. Uh, oh, hey, morning, Billy. How are you? I'm gonna have to mess around with it when I'm not doing a live or whatever. You know what I mean? And see what, because it looks like there's a lot of stuff you can do on the free side even. And I kind of like the layout of it. It seems to be fairly user friendly. And when you're as internet inept as I am, that's a huge plus. Oh crap, hold on, I gotta put the camera out for a minute. I forgot I had a cigarette going. If that does it. Yep. See, like right there, for instance, I gotta figure out how to put my Bugman picture there. You know what I'm saying? How you doing today, Billy? I'll be right back. But I think this is gonna work actually. Oh goodness. Oh man. Man, I need a haircut real bad. Actually, my cousin usually cuts it, but she's a airline stewardess and she's had a really busy schedule for this month. Hey, Mark, how are you, buddy? Oh, well, Billy, I usually do Monday and Fridays, uh, only because of the hours on. Uh, what you call it? But now with this, I got it. It said I had unlimited hours, so you can't hear me. Hold on. Can you hear me, Billy? Let's see. Hold on. Oh, can you hear me now? 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 Okay, cool. It's not on my. So on your end, Mark. How late you stay fishing? Or are you still there? Or what, Mark? It didn't pin that thing to the top, did it? Huh. Let's see. Yeah, it is here. As the chat scrolls through, it goes up. Oh, wait, let me see if I can do it on my phone and pin it up there. Let's see. Yeah, crap. what that is. That's the wrong thing there. It's not what I'm looking for. Nope, that's not what I want. I don't guess you can pin it up there and make it stay on top of everything. I guess you have to scroll back up to get the finish about 1:30. Yeah, I know it was slow. I didn't figure you'd stay out all night or anything as slow as it was. Oh man, I ain't had much sleep. Hey, morning. Good morning, Chris. How are you, buddy? This is pretty interesting. No lag here. I'm seeing his lips move as he talks. That's cool. Thank you, thank you. I like I said, I don't know much about this. The whole screen's different, so we'll play with it when I'm not online. Morning, still in you. How you doing, Chris? What are you doing there? You going to work or? But at least I'm glad now I can go live whenever I want. You know what I mean? Because I was limited with what I had left. I could only have X amount of hours a month, and I was out, so I wouldn't even have been able to go on StreamYard. I wouldn't have been able to go live today because I didn't have any hours, and it literally wouldn't let me. And I can't pay him $44 a month. That's crazy. You know what I mean? For I could see it maybe if you was doing this making money or something, but I'm just doing this to goof off. You know what I mean? And the only difference is I know on the free one you only get 720p or whatever, which that stuff doesn't really matter to me. Whoa, 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 whoa! You got ahead of me. You got a new boat. You got a new trailer for the new boat. I didn't even know about the new boat, dude. Congratulations. What'd you get? I just assumed the boat came with the trailer. I don't know. I've never bought anything new like that, so I don't know. I did last night after the Fever game. I ordered the plates and the registration for the little boat. I need to find someone that's got one of the old kind of trolling motors with the handle on it. You know what I mean? Where you turn the handle. I need one of them. Because I think the one I got, I think Dad messed it up. I'm not sure, but I swear it feels like it vibrates to me. Like it could be the prop. I'm gonna I'll order a prop for it first and see if that does it. Boat will be here June 20th. Oh, you actually ordered. You having it custom made for you the way you want. That's gnarly. Yes, it is. That's way cool, man. Congratulations, dude. Will you adopt me? I won't run away from home and I won't throw tantrums and stomp down the hallway, I promise. I need to turn my other computer on so I can Google that. Sun Dolphin Pro 120. How long is it? So it's got all kinds of stuff on the side over here you can do. It's like notes, music, QR codes, captions, design, and just all kinds of different stuff you could do with it. I just got to figure out what all that stuff is. And I don't really know how to test it or what, you know what I mean? I guess I will, like maybe you can test it all, launch it 12 feet. Cool. I wonder if, I bet if I go to their thing where before you log in, I bet there's a tutorial they got on here to show you how to do everything. Wouldn't you think? Let's see here. Google. Let's Google. Did you trade your old boat in? Which it ain't very old, is it? Calling it an old boat's really. Let's see, Google. Sun Dolphin Pro 120. Oh, okay. You're getting a small boat for. I'm with you now, man. Never mind. I'm with you. I thought you bought a new big fishing boat. Okay, yeah, yeah, that's cool. Let's see, Pro 120 fishing boat, the perfect bass boat. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Can you get different colors? Yeah, it's got nice storage up front, doesn't it? I like the back corner where you can put the battery in. Mine, it's kind of on the side, about mid boat on each side. So that's 80. Oh, it says links 11.3. Okay, so it's the same length as my little boat is. Then cool. It's almost just like the bass tender that I have. Very cool. Max trolling motor thrust 40 pounds shaft length. Bullshit. You can put more than 40 pounds of thrust on there. I guarantee it. Okay, Mark, buddy, holler at me. Did you catch any fish last night at all, or was it a bust? Well, no. See, I got to figure out how to put my intro on here that John made for me. Anybody heard from the boys? I wonder how their cruise is going. Terra Nova, Dink Walleye before stream. Oh, okay. Not even big enough to keep then. Will be, it'll have spot lock and stuff like that, Chris. One of them fancy kind. Okay, that one there, you okay, put a 10-horse motor on it. I think mine said, I forget what the bass tender. I wouldn't put a motor on it right now because I think the foam's waterlogged. I like the carpeted casting deck. I actually thought about doing that on ours. Morning, John. I actually thought about doing that on ours, but it's got kind of a rippled across it. It's not just smooth. It's kind of rippled, like it's got almost like the old tin siding ripple type thing when they're squared off. You just have to see it. But to do it, I think I would have to. It'd be hard to do it because you'd have to, put your glue down and put the carpet and run it up and down each of the little ridges or whatever. I'm explaining it horribly, but you get the idea. Did it only come in one color, Chris? Yeah, man, that's almost identical to the what you call it, the bass tender. It's almost identical. That's cool. See, they got one now. That's different though. You okay, little guy? I hear you in there making noise. You all right, buddy? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like the front on that one. It's got the two storage things and the cooler in the front. Now, the little boat I got in the very front, it's got just it's a little lid, and there's a little place in there you put like your registration and stuff. It's maybe, I don't know, say 10 inches by 8 inches or whatever, maybe about 6 inches deep. And the lid you just raise the lid up and drop it. It doesn't have a rubber seal or anything around it, nothing. That thing, it keeps shit dry. It's hard to believe. You wouldn't even think looking at it, you'd almost know for a fact uh, that it would leak or whatever. But I don't know why it doesn't. The water doesn't get in there. It gets in everywhere else, but not in there. Oh, cool. I got your text just now, Chris, because I'm the airhead. That's the only color, yeah. I didn't know ours was gray, and then I googled trying to see if I could find any more, those little bass tenders for sale, because I didn't know they made any more like this right here, and it they made different colors. They've got one that's kind of a color. It's like tan on the top and like almost like a evergreen green on the bottom. I could carpet a baseball. Then I know what I do. I need to get the carpet I want to put in the front of my boat, bring it down there with me, come down and hang out for a week, go fishing, and you can show me how to put the carpet on. So I didn't say put it on for me. I said you could show me how. Oh, I didn't see the live well. When I looked at the pictures, it doesn't show it in this thing here. Huh. It just shows the storage places. It doesn't even show the live well, but I can see where it's at on the overhead view. It's right there. It's that big one right by the rear seat, eh? More than likely. Yeah. Yeah, pretty cool, man. Congratulations. Happy for you. Shop online, shop local, Sun Dolphins. They make a few different boats, but the Sun Dolphin, I think, is the only way to go for sure. There we go. If you scroll up to the top, there's a link for coming up. It doesn't overlay it on here for some reason. Oh, that wasn't right. There we go. Because I hit the invite thing and it doesn't give me the option to pin it anywhere. In the YouTube thing with the crown thing, who thought of that? It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen, man. Oh, really? Yeah, I bet they sold them out because it's the perfect. I mean, for my mom and dad, when they bought theirs 30 years ago, they bought it, and the only place they ever went fishing was the strip pits down southern Indiana at Shackamack State Park. Right? That's all they needed is trolling motors anyway, and that's all the boat they really needed. It was perfect, and they fished out that thing for 30 years every summer for a week or 2 weeks sometimes at a time, but they would go twice a year in the spring and the fall. I guess summer. I shouldn't say summer, right? Dun, 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 dun. See right here it says guests can add channels to the stream. I don't know what that's about, but we probably shouldn't have that. See if that does it. There it is. See now it won't let me pin that nowhere. I don't think. No. Even on here, it won't let me do it on the YouTube thing, I don't think. Someone say something so mine moves past that damn little heart. There we go. Yeah, no, it doesn't give me the 3 dots to pin it. Yeah, man, you catch it. I'd love to have $1 for every bluegill that's been caught out of that little boat we got. It's hard telling how many there's been, and I mean, it's hard telling. Thousands. We're actually that little boat. Hell, I don't know. The phone's. It won't let me. I tried. it doesn't give me the option with the 3 little dots on the side for some reason. You know what I mean? Let me try it on my computer and see if it'll let me do it on it. Come on now, there we go. View my channel. That's what I want to did. There we go. Make sure my volume's down. Okay. Yeah, it's down. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Now it will on my computer. It just won't on the phone. There we go. Cool beans. Thank you. Thank you. Wonder why it wouldn't let me do it on the phone. There, you can see it now. That's cool. I'll write it in. We can shut the one on the phone off then. Well, I'll tell you what, my work's been doing pretty good. I just done 2 appraisals and I got one set to see in Harvard City today. So, thank God I've been, I asked for a little extra more work to help me. And he's definitely, God's coming through for me. Oh, yeah, that's true. Are you going to put a gas motor on it? I got one of them little Chinese gas motors. I ain't never even started it yet. It's brand new. 3.5, I think it is. But when I put the little boat in, if I'm sure that it's not, the foam isn't waterlogged and it's setting too low in the water, then I may go ahead and put that motor on it. Right now it's been sitting up on a thing in the garage since I bought it. I haven't even broken in yet. Then I know you say, oh, it's one of them Chinese motors, but I researched it and a guy had a video series on YouTube here on one of them. The picture's reversed? No, it ain't. It says tech. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. There's a thing about that. I've seen something about screen mirror or something like that. Hold on. Where did I see that at? Hold on. I seen one somewhere that you can, something about mirror the camera. I just got to find out where it was. Crap. I just seen it. Hey, good morning, Gabe. Tag Nablet. Shit. Where did I see that at? Tag Nablet. Because I was messing with it earlier before it came on. Yeah, now let me tilt this down so I can see it on my screen better. Okay, so it is backwards, isn't it? So I've got to find that wherever I seen that at that said screen mirror. I'm on Restream now, Gabe. Okay, here. Is that better? Give it a second. It didn't change yet, did it? Because it did on here. Then it says embed stream. I don't know what that means. Let's see what happens when I do this. Okay, there it goes back. Screen mirror. There it is. Right there. Now that's right. Hey, Gabe, you ought to check this out. The freeze even got a lot of options. I actually like it better than StreamYard as far as the user friendliness. Reliance on the mirror, the reliance on her face. She pretended not to notice she was caught up in the race. Life in the fast lane, sure gonna blow your mind. Something like that. How you doing, Gabe? You doing all right, man? It's good to see you. I hadn't seen you in a while. Oh, Sandy, though, she's all over the place right now. Big time Hollywood. Yeah, give it a look. I like it, and even the first version of the pay is not that much. I think it's like $19 something. I don't remember. I just went through it real quick, but I like the interface better. And I'm gonna work on. I know you can't see it on YouTube. I'm gonna work. It's blue. All the background and stuff on my screen is blue, and I'm gonna work on that and dial it in how I like it a little better. I think. What about what they gave you? Rethinking your life. Well, come on up and tell us about it, brother. I've been all right. I was just saying I've been praying. My work picked up a little bit. I've just finished 2 appraisals Monday and Tuesday, and I just had one come in yesterday. Or 2 days ago. I see it today at 4, and I had one come in I bid on, but I don't know who this lender is. But they sent me a damn appraisal request over $375 or something like that. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So they want you can counter offer whatever they tell us they'll say something along the lines of tell us your fee and turn time, and what basically means they're shopping the damn thing around for the cheapest appraiser, and I'm not that guy. And so when I done the counter offer, I countered it at 4.25, and I wrote in the comments, I haven't done an appraisal for under $400 in 10 years. I'm not going to start. And naturally, they didn't. They sent us someone else, I'm sure. But I think it's the same people who they sent me one last week, and my bid was 4.25 and a 4-day turn time, and they turned it down. Well, I think 2 days later it came back, which means they couldn't get nobody to do it, and it came back accepting my offer. Have you really, brother? How awesome, man, dude! I got some resources for you. Send me an email with your number so I can text you. I got some good resource. I got some really good stuff for people who are just getting into it. That because you can get drowned and overwhelmed in some of this stuff. And actually, if you get a pen and paper, I can tell you about. I got this from Phil, Duck Dynasty guy. The old guy that just died. Well, I found a sermon he done online at. And the whole gist of it was, how to make it easier for a newcomer to Christ to get to know him without saying, hey, you need to read the 4 gospels and then read this and this. And it was pretty simple, actually. How did it work? You read the last 2 chapters of each gospel. That's, Mark, Luke, John, whatever, the 4 gospels. I know I'm horrible with stuff like that, remembering names. Okay. So you read the last 2 chapters of each of those. And that's not very much, actually. So you read the last 2 chapters of each of the gospels. And then after that, it starts in Acts, right? Well, you read the first 2 pages of the epistles. Epistles are basically, those are letters that Paul wrote to the churches that they had established throughout the region. Yeah, Phil was very, very intelligent man, and the dude was more than cool. He was the guy lived in the woods and stuff. That's all he done. He didn't, after the company got going and stuff, he turned it over to the boys. Seen an interview with him, and he said, "I'm done, boys. Just send me my checks. I'll be out in the woods." And yeah, so he was pretty cool. He lived a cool life the way I mean, kind of like I would see like be cool to do after you retire and stuff. He didn't, he wasn't into the social media and crap like that. Yeah, Gabe, what Bible stands for basic instructions before leaving Earth. I know we'll probably lose viewers for discussing this, but I don't care. Uh, but try what I just told you about, and you just write it down. It's easy to remember. Just read the last 2 chapters of each gospel. There's 4 of them. No, I haven't. Hold on, let me write that down. Then after you read those last 2 chapters of each gospel, start at the book of Acts and read, what did he say? The first 2 pages of each of them all the way to Revelations, but stop at Revelations because you don't need to go there yet. The blind, huh? Hold on. You know me, I gotta write everything down. You know it. They say, and sometimes they use terms and all kind of different things in life that I don't understand. Well, I understand them, but I don't. For instance, I'm a recovering addict, right? And every time I go in and see my doctor, my Suboxone doctor, she asks me if I have any cravings. Okay. Well, to me, cravings are like when you're an active addict and you don't have any, and you start getting the jitters and stuff, knowing that you're going to go into withdrawal if you don't get something soon. To me, that's cravings. And I talked to him. I had to go Wednesday, and I talked to him. I said, there are times I think about, after I had my knee replacement, I learned that if you take, for instance, if I've got 5 oxy 10s or say 6 of them, I can take 6 of them at once, and it will overpower the Suboxone. You won't get as high as you normally would, but you'll still get some sensation. You know what I mean? And that was really bad for me to learn that, being an addict. Hey, good morning, Smoky Mountain Catfishing. So I was telling her that, sometimes I have these thoughts. And she said, well, those are cravings. And I'm like, well, see, I don't see it that way. That a craving to me is when you're jonesing. But we talk more, and the thoughts about it, I guess, are a psychological craving, for lack of a better word. And, so that's just some of them terms. And I think with Christianity, sometimes you have a new believer, like you'll say something about read the epistles. The heck's an epistle? I don't know. And that's just the stuff after the 4 gospels from Acts on. And those are basically the epistle. I think if I wrote it down somewhere one time, I think it actually means letters or something along that lines. And those are letters that Paul writes to the church, the different churches that they've established. Some of them are, letters correcting them for things they may be doing wrong, or some of them may be just some advice or something. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, he was a bad man. Yeah, for sure. I will actually. I got it written down. I'll probably watch it this weekend or one day. It's going to be 100 degrees next week, like my fat butt's going outside. Nah, you can. Yeah, you can do that. Which version are you reading? I have about 5 different versions, but right now I found I like the New American Standard better than any of them as far as the verbiage goes. But it's as close to it's one that's more in the modern terminology, but it's still as close to the King James version as you can get. I think the King James version might turn some people off at the beginning with the thee and they and thou and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like the Cadillac of Bible translations. But sometimes when you're starting out, and I've tried new NIV, New International Version or something like that. I got a few different ones here. But I'll tell you what was really cool, man. Back when I first moved, after my divorce, and I moved in with my brother and them, first, before I got a place in Cicero and stuff, I just needed somewhere to stay for about a month. And that Christmas, they bought me a Bible because I'd started going to church, and I ended up blowing it off for 10 years or so. But I knew I had this Bible, and I couldn't remember where it was. It's like 15 years ago. But I got in my storage and was digging around the other day, and I found it. It's got my name on it. Isn't that cool? I thought it was lost forever, man. And come to find out when I looked at it, it's the New American Standard. But this one here, the print is so small that there's no way I can read it. So at least I found it. I was pretty happy about that. Okay, John, I'm sorry. John, I don't make me block you this early in the morning. You're a good boat fixer-upper. To each his own, though. Like I told my son's an agnostic. And I told him, I said, well, I'm going to leave you a DVD in my desk, and should the rapture ever happen, it'll say rapture on it. You come to my house and get it and take it home and read it, and it'll tell you what you need to do for the next 7 years. Yeah. I just showed you the one to get, man. Start with this one right here. New American Standard. Take my word for it. Trust me. I wouldn't steer you wrong. If you give me your address, I got a couple of those. I got that. I think I got 2 of that one even. Let me see. I got a few of them. This one here is okay. See, that's the NIV right there, and it's pretty decent too, actually. And buy you a highlighter. I highlight a lot. Proverbs is another good thing to read. I when I used to try to have a steady reading system, I would say I was starting in Matthew in the New Testaments. Well, I would read a couple chapters of it a day, and then read a couple of Proverbs a day. Proverbs pretty good stuff, actually. And the Psalms are good, but I like Proverbs because it's basically advice. Okay, that's enough. I need a Red Bull. Like I said, Gabe, send me an email with your number on it, and I'll text you some information. I'll text you some. There's free resources out there. Okay, half the Bibles I got for free. But I can't remember where I got them just off the top of my head. You know what I mean? American Standard make toilets. I don't know, but Kohl's does. You know, Kohl's has their own community up in Wisconsin, like their own town called Kohl's, and they have a I don't know what you'd call it. It's like a spa thing or whatever, but it's a place that like presidents go to and stuff. And we had to run the fiber optics in it when I worked up there building the fiber network. And yeah, there's Kohler toilets and stuff. That company's huge and way more involved in things than people realize. I think they're one of the behind the scenes extremely wealthy things that you don't know about, because I'd never ever heard of their own little town community thing. And then this inside the community of Kohler or whatever, there's this section that's like real exclusive, and that's where that spa thing was. We had to pull a fiber line through, I think it was 230 feet of conduit. I don't know how many bins it had in it, but I'm telling you, dude, it was gnarly. Do it, Gabe. If because there's, I'm not the most versed Christian on the planet, but I got some good practical advice that helped me. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people get too wrapped up in the religious part of being a Christian, or the traditions or whatever, and that's not for me. I tell you what, I watched a really good video a while back. These people started this church, I think it's in South Carolina, and throughout the years it grew to be fairly big, but it was still just the little church there in their community, you know what I mean? And their pastor had gotten old and was retiring, and they had a kid from that community that had went off to, theological school or whatever it's called, and he was a youth pastor at this big church in somewhere in the Carolinas, or like a big church, not Joel Osteen big, but pretty big. Well, they offer him the position of pastor for this church. And the place where this church is located, it had been there for, I don't know, 40 years or so. But it's one of them places that it had started growing up around it. And the property it was on was extremely valuable, like, 20 or $30 million worth of valuable. So this young pastor comes in, and in the span of a year or so, completely changes everything. And the whole gist of the story is there's like two parts to it. It ended up the other church people had sent him there, and their whole mission was to get that church and the property. His mission, his job was to bankrupt the church, and then the big mega church should come in and buy that church and the property, or absorb it in, so to speak. See, those are little things we need to talk about, like the drinking part. The Bible doesn't tell you not to drink; it tells you don't be a drunkard. Two different things right there. You know what I'm saying? There's different things. So the custom thing to me was real hard. I still haven't. I've got it written down somewhere because I tried. James 1:26. The book of James, the first chapter, the 26th verse, that deals specifically with that. I don't even know how to pronounce that right there. And I don't know how to tell on this thing here by the colors and stuff who has a wrench and who doesn't. I don't know how to pronounce that. Satihai? Said he, said hi, something like that. Yeah, that one there I don't got. Sorry, I'm a hillbilly man. I'll pronounce it like it's spelled. Setihai, city high, SETT, set high, Setai, something like that. I need a Red Bull. Gabe, congratulations, man. And as far as finding the church goes, man, that's trial and error the way I found. Like the church I go to now is the one I went to 30 years ago. And then I moved, to Noblesville after my divorce and stuff, and I went to a couple of churches there, but I didn't like them, so I just quit going. And then when I came back here after 3 years or so, I started, hi Dee, good morning, honey. It's so good to see you. Every time I drove by it, I just think, and what it basically was, it was, God nudging me to stop in and talk to the pastor. And I like him because he's old school. He's kind of country. He hunts, fishes, total conservative, likes guns a lot, and he's one of them that, and I like the way he says it. He says, I'm not here to tickle your ears every morning. I'm here to get you to heaven. Joel, and what he's saying, if you want your ears tickled, go home and watch Joel Osteen. That's what he says. And he's not afraid to hurt your feelings or offend you. Like he says, though, he'll hold the Bible up. It's in the Word. If you want to check me out, read it. You'll see I'm not lying. So finding a church is kind of, and I'll be honest with you, most churches now, you can watch them online on Sundays. You know what I mean? Drive by a church in your town, see the name, go home and Google it. And 90% of them have, that's Pastor Tyner and them. Don't stress that. Now he did, early in the spring, the church needed a new roof, and they had $90,000 of the 110, I think it was, that it was going to take. It's pretty good sized building, and he did ask in service, hey, we try to run our church debt free. this is where we're at. The roof has to be replaced. We have set aside $90,000. We need to come up with the extra 20 or whatever, so we don't have to borrow the money to do that. And that's the way he presented to him. So if you got it in your heart or whatever, and you can afford a couple extra bucks or whatever, by all means, we'd appreciate it. He didn't get up there like those TV preachers. Hey, I need a new jet, man. $40 million or whatever. Yeah, see, I don't recommend anyone jumping into Revelations first. You don't even know who Jesus is, so how do you know what Revelations is talking about if you don't know the person it's talking about to begin with? You know what I mean? That's why I said read the last two chapters in all of the four Gospels, and then the first two pages of the epistles, and then read Revelations, because those last two chapters of each epistles will, as Phil said, let you know who Jesus is and what his mission was, or what, you know what I mean? Oh, okay, that's where he's at. That's all right. That's cool then. We had a whole class on it. Wednesday night, it was 6 weeks or something, a Wednesday night class on Revelation. I mean, I'll tell you, we had one last year on demonology, which, there's not a lot of preachers going to preach anything about demonology, but it's actually a really interesting topic. You could devote a whole college semester in a class on demonology. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, that's the key. And too many people get wrapped up and some churches push too hard on the donations. Or the giving. It's not donations, it's tithing. And eventually, as you become more of a Christian, you understand it, and you actually start tithing because you want to, you know what I mean? But that just takes time to learn about how it all works or whatever. But I mean, Jesus, he hung around with the dregs of society just like us. He shunned the organized religion, which are like your mega churches today. He pretty much made a point of making them look stupid all the time, or pointing out the errors of their ways, that he who cast the first stone. Gabe, my preacher says it's not a good time to be playing Christian right now, which is what he's talking about right there. I mean, if you're going to be a Christian, you might want to be serious about it right now, because this world's in a bad place, especially right now, just recently with the stuff happening with Israel and Iran. I mean, if that doesn't scare you, I don't know what does. And then in the Old Testaments, once you get the Old Testaments, it's kind of hard to know where to go. I haven't read a whole lot of the Old Testaments, but some of them stories in it are all about, war and deceit, and it's pretty cool. Yes, John, you, me, we, not just you, we are the dregs of society. And I fly that badge with honor. I don't, money and fame and stuff are not the motivating factors in my life. There's so much more important things. For instance, you can spend your life building all the wealth you want, but when your children grow up and if they hate you, was it really worth it? And you spend your old age alone because your kids hate you? I don't know. Money is necessary, and money, don't get me wrong, it's a whole lot easier to be miserable with a lot of money than it is to be miserable when you're broke. And, deep down inside everyone would want to have more money. But I don't think it'll buy you happiness. I sure miss my Eric and Curtis. I hope they're being safe on their cruise. I don't know when they're coming back. Does anybody know? Sandy knows. She's probably talked to Curtis a few times. Yes. Uh-oh, looks human. I got to see when that belt's going to be in, come to think of it. It's hard telling, really. It's an allergy kind of day. I got to find the numbers you put on the side of your boat. Well, that little boat I got, it's like a rough plastic. The texture of it is, okay? Think of like one of them Coleman Oscar coolers. You know what I mean? How the texture on the outside's real rough or bumpy or whatever. You know what I mean? Well, I can't get the stickers, don't stick to it. So I don't know what I'm going to do. The ones on there are peeling off. I had to put packing tape over them to hold them on. So I was thinking what I was thinking about doing is maybe getting a piece of aluminum, about woe long, about like that, maybe for the numbers, and then the Indiana sticker you put on there that's got the year or whatever. Each year you have to register it. And I thought about getting something like that and using some really good adhesive and sticking it to the boat and then putting the numbers on there. Which one's coming on with a woman? I was going to place a bet on which one, and it's an easy bet on who would do that. Which one would spend time in the little jail on the ship? Yeah, I'm with you, John. I'm on you on that one. Does it smell like fish? Scratch and sniff stickers that smell like fish so I can actually see what fish smell like. But I was thinking about that last night, and I was thinking that I've got to do something because I ordered the plates for the trailer and the registration for the boat last night. And then I just got to figure out what kind of adhesive to use to actually stick it on there, No, my dad would use screws and screw it on. I know how he is. That's how the boat plastic or the styrofoam probably got waterlogged from him drilled so many damn holes into it. Eric and Curtis are kind of even kill. I'm laughing with you, Sandy, because Curtis is really even killed and chill. Eric is a hothead, and Eric has no filters. I love him to death, and I let him come up on my program because I love him to death. But you just got to understand, if he's up, he's going to say whatever thought comes to his mind and not think twice about it. God bless him. You got to love him for it too, though. You know what I mean? That's what I'd be afraid of. He has no filter. No, do you really? That is a scratch and sniff I would not want to do. Are you kidding me? Especially now, you think about how, oh man, no. And the one you got, the next issue was the anal issue with the scratch and sniff. More than DHA. Oh, that's nasty. Oh, I could see Larry Flint doing that too, actually. I mean, he was a degenerate, but you got to respect the fact he stood up for the First Amendment and spent a lot of money and cost himself a lot in life to do it. And Woody Harrelson nailed it playing him in the movie. Nailed it. Now, how do I do this? No. There we go. Okay, so all I got to do is... Okay, it's just like StreamYard. Then all I got to do is click the camera thing. See, I don't even know how... Oh, they're 14. Okay, that'll show you. We're talking about Hustler Magazine with Scratch and Sniff. You've been here 10 minutes ago. We were talking about Christianity, so you just came in a little late. That's why John kept the copy. That's good. That's really good, actually. I wonder where... I ain't seen Rustic. He sent me a couple text yesterday. Between him and J-Dog, I get sent all kinds of funny little video clip things, whatever you call those. Let's see here. Let's send him a text. Oh. There we go. So, Sandy, when do they come back from their cruise? I know you know. You and Curtis got this thing going, see. We already know. Everybody already knows. Blame the long hair. Long-haired freaky people need not apply. So I stuffed my hair up under my hat. Went in to ask them why. Fine Fishing Adventures, good morning. I'm assuming that's who she means by Scotty, right? I don't know anybody's first name, to be honest with you, so. Blame the long hairs. Them damn long hairs be coming around all the time. And I don't even know how you can tell if someone tries to come up on this or not. This does have a thing over here that you can do a private chat too, which is the more I look at stuff on this Restream thing, the more I like it, actually. I need to get a hold of Hogleg and let him know you can have more than one person come up. When you talk to Hogleg next time, Sandy, let him know that on the Restream you can like I pinned the invite or whatever, you know what I mean? It's just like StreamYard now. Curtis's last girlfriend popped. He needed some duct tape. The real kind, the good 3M kind, not the dollar store kind. Now this doesn't even say when they're going to ship that belt or nothing. But see, when I changed the belts the last time, I went to the stores around here like Tractor Supply and Lowe's and stuff, and I got the belt that matched the part number on this, but it wasn't the actual Troy built belts. Well, I'm not doing that this time because that one there shredded and broke, so there's a reason it did. So I went ahead and went to Troy Belt's website and ordered the OEM belt. And I just don't know when it's going to get here. Or I don't have any idea how long it's going to take for it to get here. Which means I could be baling hay in the backyard again. Because my little mower's manual says do not mow grass over 10 inches high. And it was real close to that the last time. Let's see. Nope. I don't even see an email confirming that I bought it. There it is. Let's see. Thank you for placing your order. Please allow 3 to 5 days for processing. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I gotta call them. That ain't gonna work. Give them my money back. Hmm. Well, crap. That sucks. I may just have to go get one of them aftermarket belts and put it on there till that one comes. 1 6-foot belt. Woo! Boy, I bet you have to. You probably have a good diagram on how to run that, then, don't you? Because I got to imagine how many pulleys that goes through. Jeez, ooh. Yeah, DHA. I got an aftermarket belt at Rural King that was supposed to be the same belt as the OEM belt, and it was kind of like the green belt. It was a little more expensive, but now I'm when it comes to belts from now on, I'm only putting the ones that are made from the company. That I'm not freaking changing another belt again, especially when I was in the middle of mowing when it's shredded. It ain't broke, it just shred. I don't, maybe something came loose under there. I'll know when I go to change it. Hey, 803 Pan Fishing, good to see you. You ran the business. You had the same lawnmowers every time. Okay. I know any car I've ever had before the internet, when I went to replace the belt or whatever, or say change an alternator, I would take a pad and I would draw the pulleys and draw the belt around it before I took the belt off, so I would remember how it went through there. Because for some reason my brain doesn't process that very well. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. Hell, anymore, my brain doesn't process much of anything very well, I don't think. I was thinking about building me a little pontoon with a houseboat, or a shanty on top of it or whatever. And I was thinking about building it myself. And then I got to thinking, man, dude, you can barely work on your dirt bike anymore. Your brain's so jacked up. How on earth are you going to build something? So I don't think I can build it myself. Not now, not anymore. And that's tough to admit, man. Hey, John, you ain't got to convince me, John. I know. I can spot talent a mile away. Hell, about the time I open that blind, that sun's gonna get up over them trees, ain't it? It's so humid. I need a new sliding glass door, man, because it condensates between the two pieces of glass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know the green belts. And then we used to have, when the factory was in town, when we had all the factories in town, there were so many little machine shops and stuff that supported them. I mean, on one street we had a place you could go in and order bearings, place you could get belts and all these things, and they're just not here anymore. But like I said, I'm an OEM guy, because the belt that came on it lasted 3 years, the original belt, and I mowed a lot of grass, 2 acres with that little 30-inch deck or whatever. That's a lot of lawn mowing. I have to go out and see if I need to kick my uh, sump pump back on for a little bit. I don't know yet. Yeah, yeah. My gigolo service kind of took a dive after the early 80s. Yeah, the mower I got, double hook. The mower I was reading about it, and one of the bigger complaints is that the blades actually don't spin fast enough on it. That's what they said. It's a cheap mower, I ain't gonna lie. But at the time I bought it, I had a little yard that I could push mow in 45 minutes. So mowing it with that little riding mower didn't take no time at all. You know what I mean? And I was trying to see if there was a way to maybe change the size of the pulley or something on the deck blade to make it faster, but yeah, Sandy. Those days are over for me, chasing women days. I've been there. Let's say I got divorced, I was 38 maybe, and from 38 to almost 50, I had a lot of fun. It's when I had left the church when I moved to Noblesville. And you were 100% right. There were a lot of mid 30s, early 40s women out there who had been divorced that were just looking for someone to be nice to them. Yeah, they're exactly the same. Yeah. And I won't buy a used mower from nobody. You're just buying someone else's problems. I'm with you, John. I don't move anything. I mow right over them. It doesn't matter. Well, when I bought that mower, I bought it for Dad originally. And the first time he used it, them big metal cast iron shepherd hooks you hang plants on or whatever, he run over one of them, knocked it down, and run all the way over it. And the mower was never the same after that. I wasn't old back then, John. I was pretty young. I was in my 30s. And I was in good shape. I ain't always been fat. I showed you pictures when I wasn't fat. Yep. And I'm telling you, most of the women I met back then had gotten divorced, and mainly because them and their husbands didn't pay any attention to them, especially where I lived, because it was kind of a rich community. And I ain't gonna say it was easy, but if you were nice to them and sat and hung out on the deck and talked for 4 or 5 hours a couple times a week, man, it was easy money. You want to go out? What do you smell out there? Come on. I got you, buddy. I got you, my little friend, waking me up at 3 o'clock this morning. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Go chase bunnies. You might as well kill another one. Ooh, I about put my face right in that spider web. I gotta remember he's out here now. He makes his web every night right at face level of the sliding door. And if I don't remember that he's made that web at face level, yeah. Oh, I forgot I'm done smoking now. There we go. I love mowing grass. You kidding me? I love doing. I could do it for a living. Ain't no way you're coming in already. Forget that. You stay out there for a while. Uh-uh. Man, it was real nice yesterday. That humidity kicked off for a little bit. There wasn't much humidity out there, and it was pretty nice yesterday. Now the humidity's coming back, and it's going to be horrible starting tomorrow, I think. I mean, they're talking like major high temperatures. Let's look at it again here. Let's see. Saturday high 92, Sunday 94, Monday 95, Tuesday 94. You kidding me? That is not friendly to fat people like me temperatures. Jeez. Today 84 and 70. Ain't bad. I may have to. Well, I got to go see that house, but I'm going to see it till 4. Huh. Well, even if my mower was good right now, I took the dogs out back by the pond back there yesterday, and you can't tell by looking. But heck, I was walking in about an inch, 2 inches of water all the way back through there. I didn't realize there was that much water back there. I mean, ain't no wonder I kicked the sump pump on the house and it run for an hour. And that's a 2-inch stream of water about that big around, solid for an hour. I know, John, it's going to be crazy here and humid. The humidity started the other day. Well, I got up at, I forget, maybe 3:30 in the morning, 4 o'clock, let little guy out, and I opened the door, and you could literally feel the humidity hit you. Hey, that's probably not necessary, is it? Huh? Say, excuse me. Excuse me. You want to come in? Let's go. Come on, get a busy bone. Stop right there. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Come on, guys, let's get some busy bone. You heard busy bone. You got up, didn't you, Till? Come on, I got you. I gotta know right now. Do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? You take me away. Will you make me your wife? I gotta know right now. There you go, Till. Before we go any further, let's open the door and get a little light up in here today. There we go. Everything gets foggy because everything's got condensation on the windows. But there's only 4 people in here. I might as well shut this damn thing down. The fuck happened? Go away for a week or so and you lose everybody. I don't know. Well, I don't care. I'm gonna do it no more then. I'll just start doing it from 5 to 7 and then quitting. Huh. You got it, John, right there. Let me sleep on it, baby, baby, let me sleep on it. I couldn't take it any longer. I went crazy. Yeah, man, what a great video back in the day. Look at that. No, I'm gonna shut this down. Okay, there we go. How do I do this? Hold on, Rustic. I'm gonna bring you up. It says Rustic is joined. Add to the stream. There it is. Hey, it worked. What's up? How you doing this morning? I wonder where you was. I sent you a text, wake you up. You all right?
My grandson finally went home. I got to sleep in my own bed. I can sleep all night.
Okay. Yep. Bad Out of Hell album. Exactly, John.
Yeah. Morning, everybody.
Oh, did it say 13 on yours? It only says 5 on mine, so I'm wrong. I take back my rant then.
Yeah, it said 13. Before I came in here, it said 13 on mine.
Okay, there's something wrong with mine then. But that Bad Out of Hell album, man, back in the MTV days, Paradise by the Dashboard Lights, that was probably one of the best videos ever come out on MTV. But now my brother, every Friday night at 9 o'clock, when that was popular on MTV, they had a rotation on the videos like the radio does. But every Friday night at 9, they played the Bat Out of Hell video with the chopper coming up out of the ground. My brother was a biker dude, and he'd sit around and drink wine after he got off work, waiting for that video to come on. He'd watch the video, then he'd get on his chopper and take off. He had
More Sandy.
a hardtail chopper with a big stretched out front end. I used to have the picture somewhere. I don't know what I've done with it though.
The boys will be back home Sunday. They should be. As they get off the boat Sunday, they should be back home by Monday.
Yeah, you probably won't be able to see this very well, but there's my brother right there in the back on the chopper. And then there's his other biker buddies back in the day. That was actually a BSA chopper, John. He built that. He traded a dirt bike that I had that blew up for that BSA chopper, and it was messed up and wouldn't run. And he got it running in shop class and stuff. Well, there was actually, believe it or not, a BSA dealership in my town back then, Mark's BSA. And the big thing on that was trying to get the electronics for it, plus the wrenches. They were Wentworth wrenches, I think is what they were called. Well, he went to Mark's BSA, and old man Mark hooked him up on the wrenches. And when Mr. Mark, I'm sure my brother was probably about the only person buying anything off the guy back then. And when he got ready to close the shop, what'd you do? Just fart or something? When he got ready to close the shop, he called my brother on the phone, and he said, "Tracy, I'm getting ready to close up." I said, "We're closing shop down. Me and my wife were leaving, retiring and leaving. Bring your truck out here and get whatever you want." And so my brother goes out there. It's my money. I want it now.
More John.
He went out there, and because he was a pretty mellow, kind of guy. He was a good person, and he just told Mr. Mark, said, "I'd really just like to have all those little, I forget what he called them. There were little solenoids and stuff." He said, "I just really like to have all the electronics if I could." He said, "I don't need none of the bikes or nothing from you." And so we give him all the electronics, and he was going to leave, and he kind of him hauling around, and Mr. Mark said, "Well, Tracy, is there something else you want? You don't be afraid to ask me or whatever." He said, "I'd love to have that BSA dealer sign behind the shop, behind the counter right there." And he gave it to him. I've got it in my garage. It's probably the only thing I have in my life that I won't sell, no matter what the price is. Everything else I got has a price on it. I have no loyalty to any crap, no material things, but that sign.
See you later,
J.
Double J. Good morning.
And I don't know what it's worth, but I know the dudes, the picker guys, the one that's still alive or whatever, in his shop behind the counter on one of his shows one time, I've seen he's got the same sign hanging up back there. Yeah, $100. And hanging in my garage in Noblesville, I'd have guys stop buying Mercedes Benz and stuff. I always have my garage door up working on stuff back then. "Hey man, you want to sell that BSA sign?" I said, "Dude, you ain't got enough money to buy that sign." And they'd look at me like I was stupid. I said, "You don't understand. That sign is not for sale, and it doesn't matter what you offer me for it. It's not for sale." And I promised my buddy that I raced dirt bikes with my whole life. He had his own little shop at his house. He works at a motorcycle shop too. But I told him, I said, "Dude, if I die before you do, you can have that sign. But you got to make sure it goes to my son after you die." But yep, it's the one and only thing in life I'll never get rid of. Okay, 110. Yep. Damn, you're pushing me. I'm getting close now. Boy, if you just said 150, we might have had a deal.
Can you hear me, Buggy?
Mm-mm. Okay. What was it? I missed it. I'm sorry. Rustic.
Yeah, nothing. I'll just see if you can hear me.
Oh, I can hear you now. Yeah. See you, Dave. 117.50. Damn, you're getting closer. But there wasn't nothing better than telling some rich guy that he didn't have enough money to buy that sign here. I lived in this old house I had a good garage though, like 2-car entrance, but it was there was 2 garages deep, and kind of insult him, and I'd do it on purpose. I'm sorry, sir, you ain't got enough money to buy that. Now, I'd be hard pressed to sell my old man Sportster now, too, though, to be honest with you. In fact, I went out and started it the other day. I should probably ride it. That damn plate's been on it for a year now. The King James Bible's never been opened. It's still in the box in the Christmas wrapping that I got it in.
Turn this down.
No, I am. Eventually, when I retire, I'm selling everything I have but that sign. I'm going to have a huge ad on Marketplace. I'm going to take pictures of everything I got and say, if you want it, make me an offer. Don't insult me, but make me an offer. And I'm going to sell everything. Because I am going to get me a houseboat. Wait and see.
I'm trying to adjust my mic where it ain't so loud.
I got an adjustment on here I can do that with, I think. But I think I'm going to get me a houseboat and spend. I'd like to do the loop, but I just don't think I'd be able to do that. But I got some ideas on stuff.
John said 120 in the King James Bible. It's never been opened. I will even toss in a scratch and sniff Hustler magazine in very poor shape.
Very poor condition. a lot of frayed pages, and some of them are still stuck together. But yeah, they have a thing called the loop, and you can go down the Mississippi, around the intercoastal waterway, all the way around through Florida, up the East Coast, back across the Hudson River into Lake Erie or whatever, and back into Lake Michigan, around and connect back into the Mississippi. And there's people that do it all the time. Some people, that's what they do year round. You know, they'll come up here in the summer, and then going into fall, they'll start the loop down the Mississippi to Florida for the winter. And there's a few videos out there of people that have done it. And I could do something like that. I could live on a little houseboat. Wouldn't bother me a bit. Me and a couple of dogs, and I'd be good. I told you he has an archive. That's what I want to do, though. We'll see. Like I said, I wanted to build one originally, but I don't think I can. Have some serious issues with mechanical skills. Morning, Uncle Lou.
Morning, Terry B. Morning, Uncle Lou.
So I'm having trouble with my mechanical skills. I don't know what it is. It started after my addiction thing, and it done something to my brain. Because I used to be able to, tear a dirt bike carburetor apart and put it back together without even having to open a manual even. And
y'all have a Elvis. Good.
Right. Oh man, I can't believe you broke the Elvis glass out. Oh man, the king's in the house. So I don't know. Something's wrong. I just don't think I could build one. My idea originally was to build one that was totally solar. And because they make those electric boat motors now, and if you done that, you eliminate the expensive fuel, but you would have to have a really, really, really big and good solar system. And then I was thinking, why couldn't you take a paddle wheel, like a small paddle, say about that big around, with a belt pulley on it, alternator up here, the wheel at the water, where the water spins the wheel as the boat's moving, okay? alternator up here above connected to it with the belt, and it would charge one bank of batteries while you were running on the other. Why wouldn't that work? I think it would too, to be honest with
As long as the alternator is a good alternator and it's hooked up
you.
right, yeah, you should be able to charge
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. And even if you were sitting still on a river that had decent current, it would sit there and spin. Because my only question I had was, how free does the alternator spin? How much resistance do I get from it? You know what I mean? But I was thinking about that the other day. You could have two banks of batteries. Catfish are jumping, paddle wheel
Are you still in it?
thumping. Proud Mary, keep on. No, not Proud Mary. That's the oh, I forget. We sung that in choir in elementary school because you sung it around. But anyway, the biggest thing I could see would be the resistance of the alternator, how much resistance it had, and if I guess enough research, you could find an alternator that spun fairly free. And you have two banks of batteries and a switch that you would switch them over. One bank's charging while you're using the other bank going down the river. Old black water, keep on rolling. That's it. And then you could still have, if you think about it, if you had a houseboat, you can put probably 6 solar panels on top of it. That's a lot of wattage, or whatever they call it. I was reading about it the other day. So if you had 6 of them, you're going to have a lot of charging power there alone. But because of cloudy weather and crap like that, I thought of that alternator idea. I think it would work. I mean, you'd have to have someone make or you could make it yourself, make the wheel.
He's trying to eliminate going and getting gas.
Exactly. The whole idea is to be able to do it totally free. I think it would
Hey,
work.
Leroy, good morning.
Morning, Leroy. How are you, buddy? Doobie doobie doobie. Doobie 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 doobie. I don't know. Just ideas I have. Paddle hub, you catch chubs. I don't know. I think Chris Hooks and Hammocks caught some chubs the other day. Creek chubs.
On the sail, buggy. Wind is free.
I've seen a lot of videos where they'll make something that's almost like a cam, and it has springs offset on each side. And once the wheel starts turning, the springs work against each other and keep it spinning. You know what I mean? And it has a wheel, and it's actually continuous power. It charges continuous power. You can find them. A lot of them are, in places like the Philippines or whatever, where they don't have electricity. They build these, and once you get it spinning, the springs work against each other on the cam. Okay, it's not a cam like in a car, but the thing you use is kind of built like that, where they're offset with each other. And once you get it spinning, it just keeps going. And I thought about building one of them, and I was like, where would you get the springs? And then it dawned on me, how many people had trampolines that they don't use no more? The kids outgrew them, and they got a box full of springs sitting at the house. Hey, man, how much you want for them springs? If you've never seen them, check it out. The continuous power thing with the springs is pretty cool. So there's ways to make electricity if you need it. And the key is, like you were saying, what type of alternator you got. Alternators now are so expensive for vehicles, man. I'd get one for something like a 71 Chevy truck or something like that. Good old alternator that doesn't have all the fancy electronics in it.
You got that right, Leroy. Yep, that's what it is.
Thank you, Leroy. Centrifugal force. I don't know them fancy worms and fancy terms. Morning, 205. But you know what I'm saying? The paddle wheel thing, I think, is a good idea, and I think it would work. I mean, you could have it set up where you'd have a lever, and you could actually pull it up and raise the wheel up out of the water when you're not using it. Then when you're out on the river and you're or the river, lake, or whatever, and you're actually moving, you just lower it down. The paddle turns and charges the other bank of batteries.
Yeah.
Then you always have a set of batteries on standby that are charged.
Well, see, it's like if you get
What don't work still in you?
one of the paddle wheels like you was talking about, the little bitty ones, fix it up, get you an alternator that charges your battery for that battery. Okay. As you're traveling with your rear motor, you can put it down and charge that trolling motor battery on your way to your next fishing spot.
Yeah. There's all
And
kinds of
that
ideas you
way,
can do with
your
that.
trolling motor, you're out there, your trolling motor batteries won't go down at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could do that with all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I mean, and the one with the springs, there's a bunch of videos out there that works. I mean, it has the cam spring thing hooked to a fairly good sized wheel and has a belt that runs to a car or whatever DC alternator. Once you get that spinning, it just keeps going, and that alternator would charge the batteries. Or this one here, they used it to an inverter that turned a light bulb on to show you that it actually worked or whatever. And like you said, the only thing you got to worry about then is a mechanical if something breaks or the alternator goes out. But let's face it, the average alternator in the cars has so many hours on it. If you were doing what I'm talking about, that alternator would probably never wear out.
Like electric cars, if they
Yes,
wanted to,
Harry, I
they could
remember
put a
that.
charging. They could put a charging system on it while you was driving.
Yep.
And if they really wanted to eliminate fossil fuels and fuel, and
Yep.
it's like,
Terry,
but
I
they
know
won't
what you're
do it.
talking about. It had the little generator and it spun on the edge of the tire. It had a little thing that spun on
Well,
the edge of the tire on the
no, it'd be
bicycle. No, he's talking
like
about the Schwinn bicycle.
it'd be like on the axle on the car. They could take and put a
Yeah.
gear on it with
Mm-hmm.
a system on it where it charges. Like you got two banks of batteries, one bank could be charging while you're driving on the other. Never have to stop for fuel or charge it.
But still, I watched a video that was what 48 minutes long, and it ran the whole time I was watching it. Why wouldn't it work?
Yeah, Leroy.
I
Solar
understand.
power, baby. Just wait on the solar flare to change speeds.
I understand that the mathematical equation of the force to create, but if you're using less energy, if you're consuming less energy than it's actually producing,
Morning, Jody.
I'll have to look it up. Hey, morning, Jody. How are you, honey? It's good to see you today. Got your boat in the water now in the boat
Morning,
slip?
Ernie.
Can you scroll back up one of these? I think you can. Let's see. Solar, the spring thing doesn't work. Looks like it does. Trust me, it does. I'm going to have to get out some electrical figures now there. So let me ask you this. If the spring thing wouldn't work, do you think my idea with the paddle wheel on the side of the boat turning an alternator, will that work? To charge batteries while you're running on the other bank? What are you talking about, Leroy? You're reserved in what? Fushi.
Need a rabbit, Mr. Smalls. You ain't out of the woods yet.
What are you talking about, Leroy?
It's like Leroy said, it you get a solar powered deal, you be
Yeah,
cruising
no,
along there. If you get
I'm
a
talking
solar
about
flare,
something
man,
else.
you got a boost.
He said, I'm reserved in Fushi for a week after the 4th, which is somewhere going fishing, I'm sure. Okay, Jody, I'm going to try to come down here next month and go fishing and hang out on your new boat. That'd be cool, maybe. I don't know if I can make it happen or not, but I would try.
Well, Jody, they get your house painted yesterday. They get it done. that would only give you a trickle charge, more than likely. Well, that's all the charge do. They trickle charge.
What's that?
So plastic, that would only give you a trickle charge, more than likely. Leroy said it's a campground buggy.
What are you talking about, Stonefly, the trickle charge? The alternator thing with the paddle wheel inside the boat? Is that what you mean?
No, that spring deal you're talking about, probably.
Oh. Well, my whole idea, even with that, is you could use it as a charger.
No, but say you're anchored, down, you got some current, okay, you're running a battery, say like on some lights or something like that. All right, instead of using battery deal, you can set that on the side, let that little wheel turn, it'll send electricity to you for lights.
Yeah, I mean, the idea with the wheel and the alternator is just like an alternator spinning in a car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's so many things you can do. It's unreal.
Don't get me wrong. It takes arithmetic because you have to figure out the size of the pulley to get the alternator to turn fast enough. You know what I mean? All that stuff comes into play. But when all you're doing is charging a bank of batteries, you're not drawing anything from it. You're just using it to charge it. On your boat, you're going down the river.
Yeah.
At say 7 mile an hour in your boat on your electric motor on one bank, why that other bank's charging and the wheels turning the alternator making it charge. It's possible.
Yeah, he's saying like have a spare battery where you can switch over
Yeah,
batteries.
you're gonna have two banks of batteries. One you're gonna run on and one you're gonna charge while you're going. You know what I mean? That's all I'm looking at is having a spare one charging while you're going. And that way, I mean, I would still have a solar system on top of the houseboat itself that I would use as my main source of power. But that
Well,
would be
an alternator runs a continuous charge. Say you got a 12-volt alternator, it runs that volt. It don't matter if you run 100 mile an hour or you run 5 mile an hour or you set idling. It puts out the same amount of charge.
John, I know that's the same thing, but I don't understand that and I understand someone explained that to me because I brought that up one time to someone. The guy works at the FBI or something. I used to know.
Electric cars don't have an alternator to charge the banks of batteries because they want you to stop and pay to charge it. Ain't to go, we the people. Leroy, you been catching any small fish?
Leroy
Leroy, big fisherman now.
hogs.
He's a big fish guy.
No, it's not possible, but it's probable.
Hey, Leroy ain't been fishing in 3 weeks. What's wrong with you, man?
Don't feel bad, Leroy. I ain't either, man. I almost went yesterday.
What's today? Friday? I'm going tomorrow. I'm going to Kentucky.
Oh, skipjack fishing?
Yeah, I got to go catch me about 100 skipjack.
Yeah. I because the humidity was so low yesterday, I almost went yesterday evening, but the damn wind was blowing so hard. I thought, man, there's nowhere I can go and get out
You
of
can
that
start
wind.
with
You know what
the
I
day
mean?
before. The day before, man, yesterday, man, that wind was blowing hard.
Okay, let's do it this way right here. Hold on. Hi, Jody.
Don't
Is
fly.
that better? Like that?
Hi. I don't know
Good
if I got
morning,
enough
Jody.
service.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I know that voice. I see the J. Jody.
Yes, they did, John. The guy who made the water power.
Yeah.
They definitely silenced him.
Did they get your house painted, Jody?
No.
Terry B, I don't think so. Don't they require gravity?
Hey, that sounded sad.
Nope.
It's like
Well,
you want
yeah.
to get your whip out.
I mean, I'm
Right?
been
Oh,
sleeping
John,
in
I'm sorry,
one room.
I'd be getting
I
my
just
whip
can't.
out if I was you.
Well, they're doing me a favor painting it for me. I am painting them, but they're doing it cheaper for me and doing it as they got time. But they spent a week.
Uh,
It's not that easy. I mean, it's a little bitty trailer.
has it got paneling on the walls?
No. So that whatever that, I guess that's what it is. It was already painted when I got here. I was repainting it.
Nubby, are you talking about the big boat you went out on that one time when you come on live on the show? Damn, I wish it was today.
I won tournaments. Oh, John, we're going to take the new boat out this morning. Blah blah blah. I missed it. We'll be on the big boat tomorrow. Love hearing you, Jody. 55 people in that tournament. Wow.
And
Hmm.
Only just a
4.13
man.
pounds won it. Jeez, that's all right.
Oh, Jody flashed us.
She did.
Did I?
I missed it.
Yeah.
Dang, I missed it. Yeah,
There
there
you
you
go.
go.
Just plain walls. It's got that old trim on the stuff.
It's
I
a
was supposed
trailer.
to
It
get
will have.
the first person that was going to paint was going to pop the trim off and sheetrock it, but then he backed out of it.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'd bother with that. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of, you know what I mean? That's a lot of money.
It looks like
Hmm.
they did a good job in that room.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. Better, a lot better than I could have. Like they're painting the whole inside for $500, so I ain't complaining.
Mm-mm.
Terry B said, I'm painting cabinet doors today. Sprayer set up. Just bring your trailer over there. I'll put an
Man, Nubby, I
automotive
wish
finish
it was
on it.
today. We could go live. Are you going to go live tomorrow, Nubby? I may try to catch it. I don't know what I got to do tomorrow yet. I know once it gets above 90, I ain't going to do anything. Fat people like me die when it gets that hot.
I'm like, oh, we lost Jody.
Oh, bummer. She'll be back.
Yeah, but the Jody looked like that room was empty. I would if I was there. They should have put plastic on the floor and went to sloppy paint and been done with it. That way
Yeah,
they wouldn't get over the
yeah,
carpet.
I'm with you. One guy go along cutting it in, and
That
another
is
go
probably
behind
3/8
the wall.
drywall. The little strip is now. They finish the seams off. Yeah, in trailers they do. Yeah, in apartments they do that too. Me, I'm a mud guy. If I put sheetrock up, I'm putting the mud in.
I might go fishing tonight.
Painting will be waterproof. Now, what's in that trailer there is that finished board they put in. It's flat. Then you have to prime it, paint it. And they put the seam in that way they can
Yeah,
cut it up. That ain't sheetrock in there.
yeah. No, it's not sheetrock in a trailer. It's I call it little fiberboard stuff.
Leroy said, "Hell, since we dealing on jobs on here, I'll give an eighth for someone to mow my yard.
Oh, I forgot that at chicken tournament.
Round up, Leroy, round up. You don't have to mow it anymore. Mow it one time, round up it, it'll stay that high from then on. Quarter ounce, and you got a deal, Mr. Dale." John said an eighth of what? He didn't say what, did he?
I'm okay with whatever it is. What's up,
John
Gabe?
said more than a quarter.
Gabriel, what's up?
What's up, Buggy? What's up, Russia? Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
I can't read
Living
his
the
name.
dream,
Scott
man.
Walker, is that you, Gabe?
Yep. Living
What's
the
up,
dream.
Russia?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, this Restream's pretty legit, huh, Buggy?
Yeah, I wondered about it too at first, but I'm with you. It's actually pretty nice. I like it. I thought
Yeah,
it
see,
might be
pretty smooth.
yeah, I thought it might be some little, wannabe StreamYard hack thing, but no, it actually is pretty nice.
Yeah,
Like I
when
said,
you went,
I have to spend some time and figure out all the stuff it does, but I like the layout for it's user friendly for people like me that are old.
yeah, when you went live
Yeah.
yesterday, me and Lou was talking about it, messaged each other how clear the picture was and stuff. And I said, yeah, Restream has a good clear picture.
Yeah, and it's free. I mean, and Hogleg on his show last night, we were talking about it, and he said you couldn't have people up on the free one, and I'm like, no, I think you can because I read it
You
yesterday.
can have 6.
Yeah, I was thinking, and maybe when he tried it a couple years ago, you couldn't, But yeah, I literally just remembered it last night about 9 o'clock, maybe I think it was. I was like, oh crap, I got to
All right,
see how
Jody.
that works. Okay, come on up, Jody. I was like, I'm gonna have to see how that works.
Terry B. Go.
It even has a little thing that pops up when someone comes up. It pops up on the screen. There he is. We can see you.
Yeah, you can also give her full screen too.
Yeah, I can. Let's see how that works. Now that you mention it, hold on.
Yeah, my advice to y'all, if any of y'all restreaming and you haven't done it yet, even though we're like this, you can still, still experiment with it, and that way you know
Wonder how I
how to
give
pull
her
people
full
up.
stream.
Gabe, what you been up to?
Oh crap! I don't know how to do that yet.
Not
See,
much.
that's some of the
Just
stuff I got to
grinding.
mess with because I don't know how to make it full screen for her only.
There's Joshua. What's up, Joshua? You can't touch her screen and do it.
I don't know. So, here, let's see, maximize, see what that does.
There
Yep.
you go.
Oh, I'll go that way.
There you go. That's
Uh-oh.
cool.
She's
So
walking.
you're walking from your house to where your boat's at?
Yeah,
Nice.
there's my car.
Okay, cool.
I can drive down here, but I do it for the exercise.
Yeah.
That whole
all
2
right.
minutes.
That's cool though. At least it's so close to the house. That's awesome, man.
Nah,
Well, if
Sandy.
I had to carry a bunch of stuff, I would
No,
drive
I
down here.
wouldn't carry. I would drive if I had to carry stuff.
Sandy, you can use Restream on your phone too.
No, I'm on my
Yeah, I'm on my
laptop right
phone.
now.
I'm on my phone.
Oh, Joshua, I hate to hear that, man. I hope you get to feeling better. He said I'm in the hospital with an asthma attack last night.
Oh, you're
Oh,
kidding me,
no.
Joshua, from the humidity and the pollen? Poor buddy. Sorry, man. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. I will
Yeah, I
say a
hope you
prayer
get to
for
feeling
your
better and get
lungs.
back home, buddy.
Oh, Jody, that water looks nice. There's a bunch of
I
fish in
know
there.
it's full of. You can see the bait circles from here.
Hey, Jody can walk right down there to the bank, catch her some bluegill before she goes fishing.
Her
Yep.
boat's on the pier right there.
Yep.
That's where her boat's at.
I can
That
catch
close to her house.
bluegill or
Oh yeah.
catfish right off my boat.
Yeah. Catfish, bluegill. And that's what lake is that?
Watts Bar.
Is it Watts? Oh, that's so awesome. You can leave there and go a long ways, can't you?
Well, I'm
It's
planning on
good.
going to Chattanooga this summer, but not now. I haven't even run Watts Bar yet.
Oh no, I mean you can go from right there and explore. You could spend how many miles? How long is Watts Bar Lake?
I have no idea.
And then it turns into a river, right? To the Tennessee River or something like that.
Yeah. There's a little ramp you can use, but I don't use
Yeah.
it. I use the big one down a mile down the road.
Yeah. How cool is that, Jody? I'm coming down and go fishing with you, man. That looks so cool. I mean, I could come down for a week, and while you're at work, I could just go down there and fish off the back of the boat and be perfectly content.
That's what I'm talking about.
unless it's hot, then I'd have to find me some shade somewhere.
At least you got to know the code to get in there. You don't have to worry
Jody,
about
I'm so
somebody
glad you
stealing your
got
stuff.
that, honey. Yeah, little guy, quit that. Don't make me close the blinds. Just what? It's the neighbors. They're out there every single day. It's the same people.
Yeah, Jody can take her little cooler down there with little aerator bubbles in it and catch her a bunch of bluegill and go.
Pack it up with some Mountain Dew.
Yes. You know what I started doing in the summertime is I take these 12-ounce plastic
How much,
bottles or 16-ounce plastic bottles. I put them in the freezer and let them turn slushy. And
how
it's
much
like
it
a
costs
treat.
for a boat slip there, Jody?
I get it cheaper because I live here. It's $190 a month for me.
That ain't bad. It's $800. I think it's $1,000 now down there where we used to have ours docked. But it
Yeah.
was 700 back then. Started off at 5.
Yeah, turn back around. I want to see what yours is. The third one in. Nice.
This one.
Yeah,
Oh, that's nice.
that's a great boat, Jody. You done good, honey.
Well,
I
thank
don't care when nobody. They can all kiss my butt. That's awesome.
I can keep the top up and everything.
Yeah, that's the cool part. You can pull in there with the top up. That's huge.
Yeah.
And you ain't got a bunch of ducks like here, man. If you got a pier like that, there's ducks everywhere, geese everywhere. Oh, look at that.
Out.
I gotta get some buoys things where I don't
Yes,
bump him. That's my rods and nets I got under that
some
blanket.
bumpers.
Just to make sure no one gets them. Or, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, yeah. Do
Very
they
big, said not
do
to show.
they have any problems with that there, or is it pretty safe?
She said they only had something stole one time in 8 years. And that was when COVID hit and someone stole a gas tank off someone's
Really?
back off someone's boat.
That's awesome right there. That's hard to
Hey,
find.
Jody, Sandy said, see that chair on the left side? That's her spot.
Yeah.
John said, I prefer tops down.
Oh no, I gotta have the top.
Well, I'm
I
happy
gotta have
with it.
shade. I'm fat.
Sometimes I just come in here and sit in it and don't even go nowhere.
Of course.
You just sleep.
Well, you could just throw a line out the back even if you wanted to and just sit out there and hang out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See how that one's on the end right there? When I worked as marina, there was this old guy. He would bring his boat in every spring and he had the outside slip, right? And he would come in every day and he'd sit on his boat and crappie fish every day. And he had a little glass that every day he'd put about probably 2.5, 3 inches of moonshine in it. And he'd sit there and fish and drink his moonshine every single day. And he'd clean them crappie and throw the carcasses overboard.
I know what you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
You go in there at night and catch catfish. I'm with you now, John. I remember tube tops. I actually got smacked really hard for pulling some chick's tube top down one time. I was about 12 and she was probably 17. It was on a dare, so I was like, I'll do it. Yeah, she smacked the crap out of me too.
Sandy said, Jody, are you headed to the gathering next year?
Am I going to the gathering?
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, there's a fish.
There's all kinds of bait
You
fish
could
down
almost
here.
boat from there to the gathering, couldn't you? If you wanted to.
I would never. It'd be too far of a drive.
I wonder how many miles it is. You could do it, though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Couple extra gas tanks. You got a place to sleep right there. You can just anchor it out there off the bank.
It's just an hour from here.
Driving or boating?
Driving.
So probably 3 hours boat wise then, 3 or 4. Yeah, Jody, you done good, man. I'll tell you what, that's perfect. I'd never leave.
A lot of people look down on, but I don't care. I'm doing what makes me happy.
Don't listen to other people, man. You know what? They're just jealous. Don't let nobody kid you. You got a place paid for. You got a boat paid for. You got a place to live the rest of your life. The hell with it. No matter what happens, you got a place to sleep every night.
Yeah.
And that's the way I see things in the world. You got a place to sleep when it's raining or cold and there's a roof over your head. You're fine.
I caught crappie and gizzard shad in my cast net.
Right there. Nice. Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah.
And then I
Sandy
got the
said,
gizzard shad
I'm
over
so
there.
excited to see Jody. If she's there, she's like royalty.
Oh, baloney. I'm just me.
Yep. I'm so happy for you.
You're going to see you. Jody, hyperventilate, pass out.
After all you went through trying to get that house sold, it finally happened.
Yep.
Yeah. How far is that to your work, drive wise?
Almost 2 hours.
Oh, good
Really?
Lord.
Oh, do
Yep.
you stay at your mom's when you work though?
I have a couple nights.
Yeah, say instead of making that drive
I've
every
been
day,
staying here some.
'cause that's a long drive every day for work.
Yeah. It is.
I'd be setting me a chair out there or sitting on the back of my pontoon catching bluegill. Just
I'm
to
not allowed
catch.
to fish off the dock. I can fish off my boat, but not the dock.
Yep, I'd sit on.
I'm fine with the
Yep,
boat knows what it's like when someone's fishing off the dock.
yep.
It's
So
hard
when I
to.
move to Vegas at the end of the year, who's going to come visit me?
I will
Me,
All
me, me,
right.
me, 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 me,
next year.
me.
They have lots of fishing spots out there, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I
Well,
need
you
some
know,
of
I
them.
want
That's a good idea. They cut
to
that in half.
what's that?
That dumper and mounted it.
Yeah. Before I get too old where I can't drive and stuff, I want to drive across the country, so I may drive out there.
Well, you always got a room at my house, bud.
I'm serious. I'll take you up. And one thing I
Oh yeah.
want to do is I want to go out in the desert and camp
Ooh,
and see all the
are you
stars.
scared to slip with somebody?
I'm trying to get Rustic signed up on the arm wrestling circuit, man. I think he can win.
I love watching arm wrestling.
What are you talking about, Terry? Nice try, Mr. Rustic.
I might.
We shut you
I
down.
was going to retire
That
next
kid
year.
from
But I don't
Russia,
think I'm going
he's
to.
my favorite.
FFO.
Where you going in Kentucky at fishing adventures?
I'll be in Kentucky in the morning. Down there catching some skippish.
Yeah,
Or
that's
trying to
pretty
anyway.
cool. I may buy me a place down there when I retire. That'd be cool. I'd live down there
Yeah.
and buy me a little trailer. Actually, I'd like to buy some land, like maybe 2 acres out in but I want it out in the middle of nowhere, like off grid kind of thing, and make a little campgrounds to go down, but have it close enough I could drive to the river, Tennessee River, and have a boat at the marina at the river or something like that.
Oh, I wouldn't have to fish off the dock. I'd fish off back the pontoon.
Definitely. Well, yeah, I got rod holders and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty cool. And it's a 3-minute walk from your front door. How cool is that?
Yep.
That's heaven. That's
Yeah,
heaven.
it is. It is. I'm
She'll get
with
a,
you. I mean, I'm
she'll
like
get a,
Jody. I'm a simple person, man. That's all I would need in life right there, to be honest with you.
she'll
What
get her
else?
a golf cart eventually.
Yeah.
Now
What else
what?
do you need, man?
You'll get a golf cart eventually where you can ride a golf cart down there.
Why, now I got a car.
Yeah, a lot of people in my town I live in now, they all have golf carts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do it at my son's town too.
They just drive them around town.
You go to Peoria or Sun City, Arizona, and Glendale right there. Oh, they're golf cart city down there.
I don't
And
know if
my
they're
friend
around
used
here.
to have the campgrounds they went to, and it was everybody had golf carts, and they all had,
Right over dang,
these
I'm on my
really
way.
tricked out, hopped up looking golf carts, raised up with wheels and crap on them.
Hey, when we went to Phoenix down there for my grandma's funeral, man, there's golf carts down there riding around that's tagged and looks just like Rolls Royce.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I'd have to have me a gas golf cart though.
Cup holders.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Right there on living on the lake. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Don't get much better than living on a lake. And the best part is you don't have to put your boat in and out to go fishing. That's like worth $1 million right there.
I know it.
Yeah, just to not have to put your boat or have to take the boat in and out all the time.
Hey, Nike girl. Good morning.
Hey, Nike girl, how are you? It's good to see you today.
What's up, Nike girl?
That ain't too bad a walk.
Why does my thing? Oh, that's when I started. Never mind. It doesn't even have a clock. Does it? Time what's 7:30? Cool. Yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do today. I gotta go see a house at
Jody, what
4:30.
are you driving? That SUV?
That was a smaller Explorer.
Well, you keep saying a car. I'm looking for a car. And you driving an SUV.
But it is a car to me.
Joshua,
I call
Jody,
mine a truck. I call my SUV a truck. I go out and get it out of the truck.
All right.
Joshua said, Jody, now you're a celebrity. You're the first person Bethany wanted to meet at Cat Company.
Okay. Now
Well, thank you. Just appreciate that. She's very sweet.
Okay, that's
Hey, that's
easy
awesome.
enough.
Nike girl.
Okay,
Nike
so
girl
when you
said
put
that.
your cursor on the person's square, there's the two little arrows, and you just click the arrow and it makes them on the screen. That's pretty cool. And there's
Nike girl said she's gotten a new house and a new job since last time we talked.
You do? Heck yeah. Did you a house are you renting or buying? Yeah, I bet if you've moved in a house there and you've been busy. I hate moving. I think the next time I move, I'm just going to get a big dumpster and take everything I got and throw it in it and keep my clothes and my motorcycle and stuff and my boat and leave everything else to go in the trash.
That's what I did.
I hate moving, man. I do. It's the worst. I ain't got
Morning,
no
Tim.
dogs yet.
Get biz dog.
Hey, Tim.
Yep, Gabe, I'll come out to Vegas and see you, brother. You know what I'll do is maybe set it up around the time they have the final Supercross race out there in the spring. That'd be real cool. We'd go out, I'd come out there and we'd go to Supercross. Supercross is cool. You bought it outright? Will you adopt me?
Will you adopt me?
Heck yeah, you got mine buy a house outright. You can adopt me. I will be your yard boy. I will mow your grass and trim your bushes and keep your
You'll be
garden
another
clean.
Curtis, cook dinner, wear that fancy apron.
I will. It's not a problem. As long as
Since
I
it's
can go
not me,
fishing.
I'll be the pool boy.
Hey, I'm going to jump down. So I'm going to lose service anyway, just as soon as I get up and move.
Okay, Jody. You going fishing
I'll be in
tonight?
chat. Yeah, I may go fishing here in a little bit. I don't know
Okay,
yet.
well, holler if you do go live. I'll probably shut this down at 8, I imagine.
I might try and I probably won't go live.
One thing about Restream, they don't give you a certain amount of hours. You can go free anytime.
Yeah.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right, Jody. That's awesome, night girl. That you guys got, seeing that's another one of them things.
See you, Jody.
The bad part about America, though, is when you buy a house, you never outright own it because the freaking tax people. If you don't pay your taxes, they can take it from you.
Yeah, that's right. Sandy Curtis started the trend, didn't he?
It just, and I think back in history, for instance, income tax, that had to get passed through Congress and stuff at one time. And how the American people let that happen, I'll never know. But then again, it probably was passed before the average American knew about it because of, it's not like now where something happens, instantly. The only way they would have known is if the news covered it or the local paper or something. But that's one thing that irks me is you never actually own your home outright anymore. The freaking tax people.
The only thing you own legally is the clothes on your back.
Yeah. And technically, you paid a tax on them originally when you bought them.
Sandy, we need to pimp Curtis out. Create a schedule for him before he gets back to say, no, I need to work less. He can fund my retirement.
If I started Social Security next, if I started Social Security next year, I can make $22,000 a year and still get my Social Security. But I may wait, depending on what my health and stuff does. I may wait until I'm 65 to do it so I get more money. I mean, my job is the kind of job you could do the rest of your life. It's not hard. I mean, I could do 2 appraisals a week and make $900 a week and have about, 16 hours in it maybe. And if I took on a couple apprentices, I could have them doing the appraisals and I could just sign them on my computer and I could do that from anywhere. Although technically you're supposed to go on every inspection with the apprentice until they get their own license, which is just stupid. That's like 2.5 years to get your license. I think you should probably the first 6 months have to go with them on each inspection. But after that, I think you should be able to send your apprentice out to do the inspections yourself.
I think they ought to do property tax like it is when you turn 65. You don't have to have fishing license after 65. I think you shouldn't have to pay property tax after 65.
I agree. I don't think you should have to pay property tax at all.
Well, if you're buying it and you're paying payments on it, that's a different story. But once it's paid for, you shouldn't have to pay property tax anymore. You don't. That's called the American dream. You know what I mean? I come here to own this place.
Yep. 100%. We're actually, I done on this house, I think it's this one here that I'm doing this appraisal on. And I was looking at their taxes. And after they claim homestead and all that stuff, they have 0 taxes due.
I think Buggy's in Indiana.
Yeah. Yep, they have 0 taxes due, except for that what's called special assessment. And I ain't real sure. It's like it says ditch and things like that. And I suppose it's for maintaining the drainage ditches and stuff around the county. But there are some old houses, and depending on who owns it, and I don't know what the criteria is, but there's a few of them I come across every now and then. They have no property tax.
He said, I'm waiting till 65 because of the insurance. 6 months to go.
Oh man. See, that's the best. I'm telling you, man, the best thing I ever done was going to service. Especially as my life turned out and I ended up working for myself because there's no way I could afford insurance.
Morning, Donald Knight.
Oh, are you? Yep. I'm not gonna lie. I probably have the easiest job there is. And I keep telling young people, man, dude, the average age of the real estate appraiser in America is in their 50s. It's wide open. I mean, the technology is going to change and stuff, but I don't care what they're, people talk about, well, eventually you won't have to have someone go out and appraise the house. And I'm like, bullshit.
Hey, we lost Gabe.
Yeah. If I'm a lending institution and I'm going to lend $200,000 of my money on a piece of property, I want someone's eyes on it to see what it looks like on the inside. So, in that aspect, you're always going to have real estate appraisers. There he is.
There he is.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I had a sneezing attack, and so I muted it, and then it froze up.
Yep, turn
Yep,
your
turn your
volume
volume down.
Echo.
Echo.
Who, me?
Yep.
Yep.
Let's see.
Well, that's been
Well,
the
that's
been
been the bin.
the
No, he said,
Oh, he said, yeah.
what's that?
What's that?
There's an echo.
The echo.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's still there. Oh, hold on, I lost him again.
Yeah, it's going
Dagnabbit.
through Gabe.
It no, I don't have TikTok. It's owned by China. I won't use it.
We made it home from Minnesota with a new jet boat.
What kind of jet boat?
They're not new, but nice. New to you.
Yeah.
I tell people, well, that's I got new, and they said, well, it ain't new. It's what's new to me.
Exactly. It's new.
200 horsepower.
Something like a jet boat with the big motor and goes, and people don't realize that with a jet boat, it doesn't matter how big the motor is it matters how big the pump is, because no matter how big the motor is, if the pump will only pump X amount of velocity of water, it will only go so fast.
400 gigability.
And I remember in the Army, they had these boats with these big, I don't even know what you would call them, but they were they'd be like a big giant John boat, only like 30 feet long and 8 or 10 feet across. And they used them to make bridges, to move the bridges around, to make transportable bridges and stuff. And they had a jet out of the back of them that was about that big around. And I remember thinking, I wonder if you could put that on a jet boat, because that's a huge pump.
Kept freezing.
Man, no worries, Gabe. For some reason, it was echoing too. Like you had YouTube open in the background or something. I was thinking of something and I can't remember what it is now. I hate when that happens so bad.
Fish surveys, 18 foot.
Oh, cool. So it's for the city or county or whatever you work for. Is that what it is? Now, how reluctant are the fish to answer the surveys? That's what I want to know. Because most people don't answer surveys. I just wonder if fish are the same way. I'm sorry. Lame attempt at humor. Let's see if we can get my glasses cleaned up a little bit. I don't know how they get so dirty and smudged.
He said it's about 6 inches on the discharge.
Yeah, that's what.
And push some water.
Yeah, well, the reason I know that about the jet thing is There were some guys at the marina when I worked at the lake, and they were arguing about it. The guy said, "I got this jet boat that'll outrun your boat." And the guy says, "No, you don't." I said, "Yeah, I do." He said, "Well, how big a pump you have?" And the guy told me, he said, "Well, you can't outrun my boat. That pump will only push this boat X amount of miles per hour because it's not capable of pumping any faster." And then the guy went out and proceeded to dust the jet boat and said, "See, I told you." But if you think about it, it makes perfect sense. You can only push so much water through a hole a certain size. But that's how I noticed the jets on them boats in the Army that they made the bridges with, because I knew that from when I worked at the marina. And I seen them boats, they were putting them in the water, and they had jets like this big around. I was like, oh, man, you put one of them on a boat with a big motor, you'd be killing it. What are you laughing at, Nubs? My fake knowledge? I make that shit up as I go. You know I do. Oh, very cool. Oh, you're laughing about the survey? Yeah. How reluctant are the fish to answer the surveys? So do you shock the water or something, Don, when you guys do that survey type thing? My ears ringing. Ah. You ever get a ringing in your ear? If you do what I just done, you put your hand on the back of your head and you do your fingers like this on the back of your head, it'll go away. I guarantee it. Every
Fun
time.
Fish Adventures said, I'm going to be right next to Rusty. What? What are you talking about?
Oh, he's going to Kentucky tomorrow. He's going to skippy fishing.
Big Mike said he'd probably come down, but it'd be later,
Yep.
like 10 o'clock or something.
So they're still running, or do they have like a season that they run and then they quit, but they're still doing it right now? Or are they there year round like that?
Talking about skipjack?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still up there. They're getting smaller. In July, the real small ones move in, and the bigger
But
ones
you can
move out.
still
You have
go
to
there.
locate them.
You could still go there and catch some if you needed to.
Yes.
Just not as big and as big in numbers.
Yeah, it just takes you a lot longer to catch some, but
Yeah, I'm with you, Gig. I'd call BS too.
well, most of the survey is to see if they're healthy
Yeah. Someone
and to see if there's any invasive fish that's coming to the area.
posted, it might have been on Facebook the other day. They were cleaning catfish and it had some kind of, oh, like a little worm thing or something in the meat when I forget what they called it. And his posts were about whether it was safe to eat or not. And it had some weird looking stuff in its stomach. When in doubt, throw it out.
Yeah,
Yep.
like all fish have got parasite worm. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Parasite, that's the
skipjack,
word.
I put them in the bucket. I go and look after I take them out of the bucket, and I look down the bucket. There'd be tapeworms in there where they come out of the fish.
Huh.
When the
Yeah.
fish dies, they leave the body. So
Yeah. That makes sense.
when I tell people before you eat, make sure you wash your hands or at least wipe them down real good with something.
Yeah, Gig, I'm with you. There's no way they know how many. They can say they do, but nah, I'm with you.
Nah, they don't know how many. I don't know.
I don't either. Maybe somebody will be on. Two stands will probably be on the night. They'll probably talk about it on there, I imagine. Come think of it. I'm trying to think what I got to do tomorrow. I can't remember. I know. Oh no, motocross is off for a week, so no motocross tomorrow. That sucks. Yeah, what a bummer. Well, now I definitely got to change my plans. Wait, I think they said the temperature was going to be decent tomorrow. It's only going to be 80 as a high, didn't they? If so, I'm going fishing then.
Really, it's gonna be almost 100 here.
Well, that's coming. That's coming the next day. See, let's go up. No, it starts 90. Today's high is 84. And then starting Saturday, it's 93, 94, 95, 94. All the way to next Thursday, it's going to be in the 90s. Effing kidding me. Damn. That's not good. That's not a good thing right there, see. Yeah, that's not a good thing at all. Because my air conditioner's kind of sketchy. It does okay, but you got to keep the blinds closed and stuff like that. You know what I mean? When it gets that hot.
Tim said the wormy catfish go in the garden.
Yeah, I'll bet. Now, we were camping at a state park one time, and there was this stray dog there. He come up around the camp, and we gave him some food and stuff. And man, this thing had so many ticks on him. I called the park ranger people and told them. I said, "Man, you need to get that stray dog, and somebody's going to have to help him." I mean, there had to be more than 100 of them on him. I tried plucking him off, but he acted like it hurt, and I was like, I don't know what to do about this dog. So I called the park ranger people. I don't know if they done anything or not, but at least I tried. Yeah, wormy catfish go in the garden. 82's already here. I don't know what the temperature is right now. Here, let's see. I should have looked while I was doing it. It's 68 here right now. Heck yeah. I'm going to get off here in 8 minutes. I'm done. Uh-oh, did I go? Something happen? Says to activate chat, please enable here. Something happened.
Hey, there's Uncle Don. Good morning.
Can you
Come
still
on
see
out,
me?
bud. You know you're hot when your skin sizzles. You just have to rotate and watch the tan lines.
Oh, no, that's not what I want. Hold on. What am I doing? There we go.
Uncle Lou said it's 80 degrees there already. It is 71 here.
It's got all kinds of funky right now. I don't know what I'm doing. There, that went away finally. Okay. Yeah, it's going to take a little learning with this thing.
We got us a heavy dew out there, which means the humidity's going to be up. Eight minutes and he's done. That's one skinny pork butt.
Yeah, this thing there now, it's called up. Okay.
Hey, Uncle Don's having a heat wave, 65.
You kidding me? I'd be loving that. Well, what am I talking? It's only 3 degrees hotter here right now.
Well, you got to think about Uncle Don. He's going through his spring right now.
Yeah. Yeah, because they definitely have a long winter up there.
Oh yeah, he only gets two months of hot weather. And that's it. He's done.
Hmm.
It is back to snow.
Yeah, but he gets a couple months of
Hey, Donald Knight, you take care out there.
60s and stuff like that. Okay, Don, see you. Go play in that jet boat. I know you want to.
Hopefully next year, Donald, that we won't have all these daggone floods. You get to come up catch a skipjack with us.
Yeah, my river here is still flooded. I don't know. We must just get rain every night or something right now, because it's been up for a week probably. 3,000 watt, Uncle Lou.
3K. I ain't been over Mississippi River. I'm waiting for it to get down so I can get to my normal 2 spots. And
If it ever does.
I want to swap with Don. Our summers are 9 months of the year. It's complete scams.
Yeah, I bet he has a few months where it's like, 40s at night and 60s in the daytime, though, which would be cool.
Oh, Uncle Lou was saying hi to good morning to Donald.
Okay, I'm with you.
Y'all hit that thumbs up, said nothing.
Share me out. I keep forgetting to say that. You're supposed to share me out, people say.
Double Hook Day, fix me up. Awesome. Well, usually we get high waters over there, and it just stay high for a while. But man, every time it went down, it come right back up to be another flood. Go down another flood, go down another flood. It's hard to plan a weekend to go skipjack fishing over there when they got storms rolling in.
Yeah, yeah. I think the rivers here, though, where I'm at, I think that when they flow south, they come in more down towards the Evansville area. Yep, I'm not staying in the house. Well, I got to see the house at 4:30, so I got to limit what I'm doing. I could get that. Well, no, that gets it stuck. As I say, I could get that lawnmower taken apart and get ready for the belt, but
Yeah, every time Donald and I got ready to come skipjack fishing, storms roll in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, dang, just extended excessive heat warning here till Sunday night. I'm going to melt like soft butter in a hot stove.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 6 hours for you to get there.
Oh, yep. He's further than I am.
Oh, it's going to be a long morning, man. It's only, what, 7 o'clock? It was a little bit humid yesterday. I weed eated mowed yesterday. Got that all willing. Got to feed my fish in my pool this morning. Lou, where are you at? It's so cold that heat's got to bother you. Lou, where you're at, it's so cold that heat's got to bother you.
I know what I can do. I can weed eat. That's what I'll do. I'll get the paperwork pulled for this house I'm going to see, and then I can go out and weed eat. Game plan made.
I ain't playing. I might go live tomorrow for the chicken tournament, and then once it starts, I'll end it. I don't
That's
know
cool.
nothing
I'll be
about the
watching.
chicken tournament.
I forgot all about the chicken tournament. Let's see here. I did put all my hats in the dishwasher, even without the cage thing, you know what I mean? And I lined them all up on the top rack of the dishwasher and put it on like not 1 hour or something like that. I don't know. But they came out awesome. I was blown away. I thought I was out of hats. All my hats are wearable again. That makes a guy like me stoked. Yeah, I'm with you, Uncle Lou.
10 below this heat. I
Yeah.
can sweat even at that temp.
I'm with you. There's nothing you can do about the heat.
It's 10. If it's 10 below, I might be sticking my nose out the door.
Yeah.
Anybody walks out of my house and shut that door. You're on your own.
Let's see here. What's this thing?
Make yourself useful. Go DoorDash you some popcorn.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know Uncle Don, but he's used to that cold weather.
Hmm. That's
I got to
interesting.
load up my fishing stuff today and get ready for tomorrow.
Alrighty then. It is officially 8 a.m. Actually, it's 8:02. I gave you guys 2 bonus minutes of time with me. It's typically a charge for that, but I'll let y'all slide today. And I think I will end this, and if I can figure out how to do that, and then I'll see you all again Monday. Monday.
All right, Buggy. Y'all
We'll
have
show you
a
the
good
whole
day,
seat.
buddy.
You'll only need the edge. Monday. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you're only going to need the edge. All right. Hey, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. And if you enjoyed it, tell someone about it. Maybe I can build up clientele, get a little bigger. I don't know what that was. I'm scared.
While ago,
Right,
it was.
Rustic, I'll see you tomorrow or Monday or something. You
All
going
right,
live
y'all have a
tomorrow?
great day.
Say, you going live tomorrow while you're fishing?
I don't know. I think Scotty is. Will be on Fun
Okay.
Fish Adventures if he comes up.
Okay. Well, text me whatever channel's live so I can hook up with you guys.
We will see, Buggy. We will see.
All right. I'll see you all
Now,
later.
if I go catfishing, yeah, I'll go live.
Okay. Yep. Just let